Individuals and even some teams missed 16 and 17, so let's talk about those. Compared to a fixed percentage reduction regulation, so we call that command and control. Sometimes I call it prescribed abatement, but anyway, fixed percentage reduction regulation. A tax on pollution encourages A, firms to reduce pollution by the same percent. Well, no, we're asking what a tax on pollution encourages. That's what fixed percentage reduction regulation is. So A is out. Firms to use the same technology to reduce pollution? No, every firm has a different, well, not every firm, but firms in different industries have different best technologies. Actually, some of the old command and control regulation used to specify the technology for firms to use to clean up, and it's just firms know better what the cheapest way to clean up is. Big firms to make larger reductions because they can more easily afford it. For some reason, students often think, oh, big firms are dirty and bad and small firms are clean and good, but I don't know that the size of the firm is any kind of a predictor about whether cleanup costs are high or low. D, let's hope D is correct because we're running out of choices here. Firms that can more cheaply reduce pollution to make larger reductions. And that's exactly right. Incentive-based regulation puts out a tax, or maybe there's a tradable permit or auctionable permit out there. Having a ability to sell a permit for more than it costs to clean you up, for more than it costs you to clean up, or if there's a tax that you have to pay if you pollute, but you don't have to pay it if you clean up, the firms facing those incentives that can clean up cheaply are going to clean up instead of paying the tax. Or if it's a tradable permit, they're going to clean up extra so they can go make more money by selling the permit. So that's the big gain when we do when we practice incentive-based regulation. We put the responsibility for cleanup onto the firms that can do it most cheaply, and it's not like we're giving a free ride to the firms that would have to pay a lot of money to clean up. We're letting them pay a fee to compensate the owners of the resources that are being harmed if they're polluting. So there's a fairness to the incentive-based regulation as well. Plus, all the resources that were not used to clean up, were not spent to clean up, can be used for other things in society. All right, pollution permit policies achieve an efficient outcome, or can achieve an efficient outcome because, well, let's just rule everything out. If we're looking at inefficient, wealthier firms can afford to purchase, no, again, it's the firms that can clean up most cheaply don't buy the permits, they sell the permits, and the firms that would have to spend a lot of money to clean up can buy the permits. Efficient firms that have the lower cost of reducing pollution will be able to pay more for each permit. No, those firms are selling permits, they're not buying permits. Efficient firms that have the highest cost of reducing pollution will have the greatest incentive to purchase permits, exactly. And the other firms are going to be cleaning up, not, well, they're going to be selling their permits. Inefficient, the supply of permits is set by the government, so it is perfectly, I guess it's perfectly elastic, but it's got nothing to do in this case with efficiency. So C is the right answer there.